Hey everybody, today on my anime top 5, I'm going to talk about my top 5 magical girl shows. This top 5 was requested by Super Godzilla Fan 1, and I have to thank him for it because for my next anime top 5, I really got nothing, and when he requested this, I thought what the hey, I thought I'd give this a shot. Magical girl shows. It's one of those shows where a young girl transforms into a superheroine and take on the bad guys. That's a nice formula if you ask me. So anyway, without further ado, I give you my top 5 magical girl shows. Number 5 goes to Puni Puni Poemi, where it's a story about a hyperactive girl named Poemi who's constantly calling herself Kobayashi, the voice actress version of herself, in which her parents were killed by aliens. And she ends up living with her best friend's family, who are a bunch of women who think they have superpowers, but their powers are kind of crap. So in order for her to defeat these aliens, she must stab a fish in the ass, and I'm not kidding, and transform into Puni Puni Poemi, who's super strong in defeating her enemies and constantly screaming that she wants to be a voice actress. This anime was directed by Shinichi Watanabe, aka Nabashin, so expect a lot of comedic craziness in this anime, and that's what I love about this show. And of course, with Shinichi Watanabe, aka Nabashin, directing this anime, he'll also be making a cameo in it. Of course, I have to tell you guys that this anime is pretty raunchy. I mean, you know all those last episodes of an anime where it becomes really, really bad that you can't even watch it on television? Well, it's that kind of anime. I mean, seriously, this anime is so adult-oriented that the aliens actually use their testicles as weapons. I'm not kidding about this one, too. Also, I have to mention, the characters are completely insane. I mean, our hero, Poemi, she's constantly screaming that she wants to be a voice actress, and not to mention that she totally stays out of character. Of course, her other supporting cast friends, well, they're actually pretty funny as well, even though their powers are constantly useless in saving the world. Like the Bondage Queen over here. Oh yeah, that's definitely superhero material. So, if you're looking for a magical show that is considered inappropriate for a younger audience, well, this may be your kind of show. Number 4 goes to R.E. Cutie Honey, or Regarding Cutie Honey. I really don't know what the R.E. stands for. In a city going into chaos, there is an organization called Panther Claw who is causing all this chaos. And this organization is led by Sister Jill and her evil minions. And the only one who can stop her is Honey Kisaragi. And with the help of a magical heart and necklace, she becomes the superheroine Cutie Honey, who has the ability to change identities, well, job identities actually, and use her weapons like her sword and her honey boomerang to save the world. And with the help of a policewoman named Natsuko and a reporter named Seiji, Panther Claw is going down. This anime was directed by legendary director Hideaki Anno, creator of Neon Genesis You Know What. He is also the chief director of the live-action Cutie Honey film. But this anime has nothing to do with that film. It's a total new retelling. I just want to say that this anime is a whole lot of fun with a gigantic adrenaline rush of laughter, of action, of naughtiness, and old school animation that is given a 21st century makeover. This anime is just wild, and it just cracks me up every time the silliness keeps coming in. And of course, due to the fact that this is a Hideaki Anno film, expect some postmodernistic artwork to go in through this anime. And it becomes pretty dark at around the last episode. And I just love the relationship between Honey and Natsuko. I mean, Honey is one of those lovable dumbasses, and Natsuko, she's the serious police cop. I mean, that's practically comedy gold over there. And the villains are just so over-the-top hilarious that I have to say you guys have to watch it for yourself. It's really, really funny to see these villains in action. So, if you want a come-back-to-life comedic action classic magical girl show with a hint of Hideaki Anno, I recommend watching this show. Number 3 goes to Akazukin Cha-Cha. In a world of magic, there is a girl named Cha-Cha who lives with her teacher, Selavi. Or Seravi. I kind of forget which one is which. Anyway, she has 2 friends named Ria, who turns into a dog, or wolf, and Shine, who lives with his teacher, Dorothy, who happens to be Selavi's ex-girlfriend. Together, Cha-Cha, Ria, and Shine go on a magical adventure as they take on an evil being called Daimao. And with the help of the magical items that were given by Sylvie, Cha-Cha will transform into the magical Princess Holly so that she can save everyone and defeat the evil Daimao. Now I know what you're thinking, isn't this a kid's show? Well yeah, it's a very entertaining kid's show. And I saw this show on Cartoon Network years ago when I was very young. Plus some of my family members knew that I was watching the show and they kind of made fun of me out of it. And then ugh, that name is definitely gonna haunt me forever. Now, this show is pretty much a cross between Red Riding Hood and Harry Potter, with a hint of laughter and craziness. One thing that I love about this show is that it has a great cast of characters, and they make you laugh every single time you see them go through their antics. They are just charismatic and lovable. I will admit that the magical girl parts of this anime didn't really grab my attention, but when it comes to the really dark parts, that's where it really grabs you. And you feel the struggle of their battles. It's just really awesome. Also, I love the supporting cast in this anime. Especially a character called Teacher Rascal, who happens to be Cha-Cha, Ria, and Sheena's teacher. And for a teacher, he's kind of crazy. I mean, he really is devoted to teaching these kids magic, for one thing, and of course he will scare the living crap out of you if you do anything wrong, or even anything right. It's just hilarious, especially when he tries to scare the crap out of them with his whips. Oh, don't worry, he doesn't really hit them with the whips, he just scares them. It's actually pretty funny. Anyway, if you're looking for a magical girl show that's fun for both the kids and adults, this is definitely one anime that you should check out. It's really that great. Number 2 goes to Jubei-chan, the Ninja Girl. Jubei-chan tells the story of Jiyu Nanohana, but everybody calls her Jubei. She is a high school girl who's living with her dad in the countryside, and she just wants to live a normal, average life. That was until a 300-year-old guy named Koinosuke, who comes along with this lovely eye patch that was made by his master Yagyu Jubei, the legendary swordsman. And when Jiyu puts this eye patch on, she becomes Yagyu Jubei II, a powerful and skilled swordsman. And with that power, she will use it to take on these villains who want the eye patch for themselves, so that they can use that eye patch to take over the world. This anime was directed by Akitaro Daichi, who worked on animes like Tsukikage Ran, which I have reviewed. And if you're looking for a magical girl show with a lot of comedy and a lot of kick-ass action, this is your show. It's full of samurai action, a gigantic amount of comedy that will make you hilariously laugh your head off. Not to mention an oddball cast of characters that makes you want to say, huh? I mean, it's just a roller coaster ride of awesomeness, and you just don't ever want to get off. Especially when you watch Season 2, where the action is just so over-the-top epic, you want it to go on forever. I don't want to give you any more information, but all I have to tell you is this. Samurai comedic action, this is your anime. Go for it. Don't look away from it. It's awesome. And my number 1 magical girl show has to be New Cutie Honey. In the city of cosplay, the city is going into chaos, because an evil crime lord called Dolmak is taking over the city, and the only one who can stop him is Cutie Honey. And with the help of her friends, she is going to take down Dolmak and his evil minions. This for me is without a doubt the hottest and most intense magical girl show that I have ever seen. Not to mention that it has probably without a doubt the hottest transformation sequence that I have ever seen, and believe me likey. And the action scenes are just brilliantly executed with ultra violence, as we see Honey take on these super steroid-like female monsters that are just horrifying. Well, more like horrifyingly hot, if you ask me. Now, the first half of this anime is pretty much Honey taking on Dolmak, while the second half of the series is pretty much filler. But it's actually a really awesome filler, even though they didn't really complete the whole story, though. Now I have to say the gigantic comedic aspect of this show is the fan service. And believe me, it is fan service at its naughtiest, and it kept me smiling as I kept watching. I just like every single moment of it. It's really that funny. Not to mention that I just love the animation. I mean, it's like they're mixing the old school 70s cartoony style of animation with a 90s adult themed style of animation. It's just such a great mix. Also, the voice actress Jessica Cavello of the English dub was handpicked by anime creator Go Nagai to play as Honey. Now I will admit that her performance is somewhat silly, but it's just over the top and totally perfect for the role. I mean, how many animes do you see where the anime creators themselves pick the English dub voice actors for their animes? So anyway, if you're looking for a great adult-themed magical girl show with ultra violence, this is a must-see. Definitely, I highly recommend that you even get this as your collection. So that was my top 5 magical girl shows, and I would like to thank Super Godzilla Fan 1 for recommending me to do this anime top 5. Anyway, I would like to hear your favorite magical girl shows. I'll see you guys around.